Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. We've almost completed all 10,603 kilometres to Serenje. But I don't want to stop because I want to make sure that we do get there, so I'll keep going. But Mr. Tung, are you ready?
I know you might be disappointed that this fantastic event, International Evening, is beginning with yet another adult talking to a computer. But please bear with me. You are going to love what the team has in store for you. As you will all be very well aware, this term has been a hugely difficult one for all members of our school community, as our lives have been turned upside down and our school has had to move into the virtual world. For 3 months now, the campus has been stripped of life, the tuck shop has been left without a queue, the football pitches have been left mourning their loneliness, and the happy birthday songs in the dining hall, a perennial symbol of our school's community, its welcoming attitude and its solidarity, have been silenced. For our community to distance from one another goes against everything we stand for. We are united, we are international, we are inclusive, and we are a family. At no point in our annual calendar is this more clearly on display than during International Evening. Like the friendships that have persisted without contact and the lessons that have been delivered by embracing technology, this year's event is going ahead in spite of everything. As the more than 80 different nationalities that make up our unique school community come together, more literally than ever from all around the world, it is at a point where you will all have achieved so much and need each other so much more than ever. Of course, tonight's event just simply would not have been possible without the hard work and dedication of a huge number of people. I would like to thank just a few of those. Thank you to Mrs. Emily Talbot and the ZOA committee, who have been absolutely delightful to work with. And thank you too to our wonderful Parents Association, who always give so much and who have pulled off tonight's event against all the odds. As the world faces difficult times such as this, it is easy to take for granted what we have and bemoan our personal difficulties. Tonight's event is a wonderful opportunity to come together and celebrate the diverse international and cultural family that is St George's. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Thank you.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. That's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. You can count on me, 'cause I can count on you. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there.
Thank you, Mr. Tung. That was truly something special. It really moved me. I think we now need something to cheer us up. Please welcome the wonderful Year Sixes with their song Grease by Frankie Valli.
I saw my problems and I see the light. We gotta plug and think, we gotta feel it right. There ain't no danger, we can go too far. We stop believing now, so we can be who we are. Grace is the word. They think our love is just a growing pain. Why don't they understand? It's just a crying shame. Their lips are lying, only real is real. We start to find right now, we got to be what we feel. Grace is the word, it's the word that you heard. It's got groove, it's got meaning. Grace is the time, it's the place, it's the motion. Grace is the way we are feeling. We can take pressure and we throw away conventionality belongs to yesterday. There is a chance that we can make it so far. We stop believing now that we can be who we are. Grace is the word, it's the word that you heard. It's got groove, it's got meaning. Grace is the time, it's the place, it's the motion. Grace is the way we are feeling. Pressure and we throw away conventionality belongs to yesterday. There is a chance that we can make it so far. We stop believing now that we can be who we are. This is the word, it's the word that you heard. It's the groove, it's the meaning. Grace is the time, it's the place, it's the motion. Grace is the way we are feeling. Grace is the word that you heard. It's got groove, it's got meaning. Grace is the time, it's the place, it's the motion. Grace is the way we are feeling. Grace is the word, it's 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 the word.
It's the world, it's the world. Oh, sorry, I forgot you were there. That was amazing, wasn't it? Thank you to all the Year Sixes and to Mr. Waddington for putting that together. And now, for our younger audience, if you're feeling tired, here's a very special bedtime story.
This is the story of Zoa.
Once upon a time, there was a good man called Kevin. Kevin was a teacher. He decided to teach in some of the poorest countries in the world and ended up in a country in Africa called Zambia. Zambia was a faraway place filled with coppery dunes, flat grasslands, tin pot towns, and children. Lots of children.
Kevin wondered why there were so many children and not so many parents. Kevin asked the head teacher of his school, Mr. Mwanza, why are there so many children but not so many parents? And Mr. Mwanza replied that many of these children were living with their aunties, uncles, and grandparents because of a nasty virus.
Now, you all know about nasty viruses, don't you, children? Well, this virus wasn't the coronavirus, but it had taken a lot of people, mummies and daddies, leaving their children with other members of the family. But these children seem unhappy, noticed Kevin. That, said Mr. Mwanza, is because these families cannot really afford to give them the food that they need, and might even make them work to earn the money to pay for themselves. That is why the children are unhappy.
Kevin was from a country called Zimbabwe and had seen a lot of problems before he left Africa for good to move to Australia. But now his thoughts returned to how he could solve some of these problems.
In 2004, Kevin and Miss Wansa decided to do something about the children of Serenje. They bought a plot of land just outside their town and started building.
Hi everybody, I'm Kevin Gilbert. Thank you so much for all the support that you've given to ZOA over the last 15 years. You have changed the lives of so many young people. Thank you. Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
All together for ZOA.
All together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA. Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
Together for ZOA.
All together for ZOA.
That was Kevin. Oh, and by the way, nice to finally meet you, Kevin. Thank you, and thank you to the ZOA committee, students, parents, and teachers. Mr. Everhart, are you ready? And now the choir singing Baba Yetu San, meaning Our Father in Swahili, by Christopher Tin.
Baba yetu yetu liye mbinguni, yetu yetu amina. Baba yetu yetu liye, jina lako litukuzwe. Baba yetu yetu liye mbinguni, yetu yetu amina. Baba yetu yetu liye, jina lako litukuzwe. Utupe chakula chetu tunachohitaji, utusamehe makosa yetu kama nasi tunawasamehe waliotukosea, usitutie katika majaribu, lakini utuokoe na yule mwovu wa milele. Baba yetu yetu liye mbinguni, yetu yetu amina. Baba yetu yetu liye, jina lako litukuzwe. Baba yetu yetu liye
yetu yetu, Amina baba yetu yetu, lieni jina lako litukuzwe.
Utupe chakula chetu tunachohitaji, utusamehe makosa yetu kama nasi tunavyowasamehe waliotukosea, usitutie katika majaribu, lakini utuokoe na yule mwovu milele. Jina lako litukuzwe.
Wow, what an amazing performance. You know, I think I could sing one of those really high notes. I'll try that later, while you take off to Serenje for a beautiful tour of its grounds. In order to make this experience as realistic as it can be, I suggest to put on some sunblock and give yourself a mild headache for the jet lag.
There's no time difference between Rome and Serenje.
Oh well, have fun! Oops, just before taking off, don't forget to donate at justgiving.com.
Zoa community, yes. Hello. You're welcome. You're welcome to Serenje Orphans Children's Home here in Serenje, Zambia. So this is the school. If we read there, you can see it is Jemam Christian Academy. This is where they learn from. A wonderful school. And we have the carpentry project that helps the older children learn carpentry skills. Very important. This is the lodge, the guest house, Serenje Soch Inn, Soch guest house that raises a bit of money for the orphanage. So we don't have only those other projects, but we have got also the hammer mill that grinds maize into flour, and it raises money for contribution towards the running of the orphanage. Once again, your support is helping us have this garden running. We have green vegetables, the orchard, fruit trees all over. From Rome to Serenje, keep walking. You're welcome. You're welcome.
At the hands of God, they cannot be paralyzed. Say, my eyes, they are the eyes of God. They cannot be blind. Say, my whole body is the temple of God. It cannot go down. It cannot go down. It cannot go down. My hands are blessed. My legs are blessed. My head is blessed. Everything is blessed. My hands are blessed. My legs are blessed. My head is blessed. Everything is blessed. Let me say, my hands are blessed. My legs are blessed. My head is blessed. Everything is blessed. My hands are blessed. My legs are blessed. My head is blessed. Everything is blessed. My hand is the hand of the Lord. My body the temple of God. My eyes cannot be blind. Say I cannot be down. My hand is the hand of the Lord. My body the temple of God. My eyes cannot be blind. Never. I cannot be down. You know why? I'm a new creation. The world, my hands are blessed. My hands are blessed. My hands are blessed. My legs are blessed. My
Together for Zoa.
Together for Zoa.
Together for Zoa. Together for Zoa.
Together for Zoa.
All together for Zoa.
Together for Zoa.
All together for Zoa.
Thank you very much, St. George's.
The Georgians Move Together Challenge has been a wonderful initiative that in truth was born out of frustration. Frustration that we were not able to exercise as much as we might have been used to due to lockdown. Frustration from a lack of physical competition, which is something that our students experience on a daily basis, either in the playground or on the sports field. Frustration that what had looked like being an action-packed and fun-filled May week would now be spent with our friends and classmates. And finally, frustration that our strong sense of responsibility towards our friends in Zambia had been so affected by the sad events of COVID-19. But it was more than just the student community who missed competition and missed participating. Our wider community were and still are facing the same struggles that our students have faced and are facing. Spectatorism, participation, competition, and until recently, even recreation have been limited. And as we entered phase 2 of lockdown, a race between our student and adult communities seemed a great way to pull the whole community together. The response to this challenge has been phenomenal. To see so many of our students and the wider community join together for the same common cause has been so pleasing to see. To see the desire of the students who've added dozens of kilometres to their team's total has been amazing. It's been great to see just how many members of the St. George's community want to leave lockdown behind them and begin to exercise once again. But most of all, looking at the paddler each day and seeing the joy in the faces of the St. George's pupils and to see the fun they have been having is truly rewarding for me.
Hey students, it's been an awesome challenge. You've been up for it right from the very start and you've left the adults far behind. And despite my best efforts to cycle most weekends and run every other day, we've not been able to keep up with you. You've been phenomenal. You've shown what sort of team spirit is all about, resilience, and we've had so many of you get involved. Over half the students at the school have long distances, and that's been a fantastic achievement.
I'd like to congratulate the pupils on your victory. If you walked, you ran, you swam, you rode, or you used some other means of transport, well done, you've defeated the adults. We'll get you next time though. Just worth pausing and thinking a little bit around the benefits of the movement initiative that you took part in May Week and then beyond. Firstly, just getting out and leading a healthy and active lifestyle, providing that balance to the academic studies and the screen time that we're all facing at the moment. Secondly, that's that idea of moving together and doing so as a community, doing so in your houses, with your year groups, with your friends, and clocking up those miles together. And thirdly, and really importantly, just bringing the focus back on the support, the help that we give to the young people in Serenje, and just focusing our minds a little bit on these difficult times and how we can continue to help others. So well done, but we'll get you next time.
Congratulations, Georgians, on your efforts for Georgians Move Together. You've come together at this very difficult time for everyone in Italy. You've been active, you've raised the profile of Zoa, and you've raised a great deal of money for them as well. Thank you so much for all your efforts during this time, and we're all very, very proud of you.
We love you. Take care. Bye.
And we've got Ian Douglas. Where is he? Here he is, coming round the corner. You can stop ringing now, Ian. You're in Serenje. You've made it all the way to Serenje. Head up now. Now go and get a shower. You look sweaty.
Count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot you were there.